There are three wild things that I think 49ers fans need to be talking about today, and I'm pretty excited to get into it in this video. If you are new here, I'm Nate, and if you're interested in daily 49ers content, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all of the action. But we got to jump straight into the first piece of wild news. The wildest news for 49ers fans coming from Amon-Ra St. Brown's podcast. He had Deebo Samuel on if you didn't catch it. It is really interesting. I'll just give you a heads up on that if you're interested in listening to the whole thing. But I think what he said about Malik Mustafa is absolutely electric. This is crazy, folks. Talking about number 6, I'm not going to play you the audio for a couple different reasons, but just to give you the short version, the scouting report was that he was going to stick his head in there. He came in so fast, bop, I fell down and said, "Oh snap, you got me. Just bring your face next time, bring everything." He replied, so this is Malik Mustafa replying saying, "Okay, I got you. Next time Jahmyr Gibbs pass blocked him, woo, he hit him so hard. He cut Jahmyr's whole face open." I'm sure you all watching live saw that, the footage of that. They kept zooming in on Jahmyr Gibbs on the sideline trying to handle that cut. Looked like he was in a boxing match. It was crazy. He was hitting this year. This is crazy. This year, he might have brought the most of all safeties I played. The most. That's crazy, guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown basically just said that he believes that Malik Mustafa brought the best of any safety against him this season. That's crazy. Like, just think about that for a second. My word. That's the first wild thing. We have to get to the second and the third, which I'm sure is probably why you clicked on this video. So we'll get there too. Don't worry about that. But number 2, this one, another direct to 49ers reality here that I think is just incredible. This outstanding rookie, Dominic Puny, we've been talking about him all season long, so no surprise there, but my goodness, this is now week 17, folks, and he is still in the top 10 rankings as a top 10 rookie this season. And those rankings are really particularly special because he's the highest ranking rookie offensive lineman on top of being the top 10 of all rookies, which I think is pretty incredible. And his overall grade is 82.6. You can read what PFF said right here. Puny has delivered a solid performance as a pass blocker this season, earning a 68.8 PFF pass blocking grade while allowing 32 total pressures. However, he has truly excelled as a run blocker, posting an impressive 83.5 PFF run blocking grade through 17 weeks. He is 1 week away from being a top 10 graded rookie this whole season. Guys, this is nuts. I think the last time I talked about this was like week 16 or no, it couldn't have been week 16, week 15 maybe. And so it's been a bit since I've talked about this, top 10 rookie rankings. This is crazy, guys. Like, this is another one of those like head scratcher. Man, this was a great draft pick. We got a lot of value out of a 3rd round draft pick here in Dominic Puny. Congratulations to Dominic Puny. And this is fantastic news for the 49ers. The next piece of wild news. This one is not direct to the 49ers. The 49ers are not linked up or anything like that, so I don't want to make it look like or act like or seem like something that it's not. But this is still crazy news, okay? J.J. McCarthy would have been a top, if not the top quarterback in this draft. Adam Schefter says teams will be calling the Vikings to inquire about their rookie quarterback this offseason, which tells me 2 things. One, this tells me that Schefter does believe, or is beginning to believe more and more, that Sam Darnold's going to be a long-term Viking. He's going to get a big money deal or at least an extension. If he gets franchise tagged, which could happen, and the Vikings could do that. If he gets franchise tagged, he's going to be paid about $41 million next year. So that's a big move if they do that. We'll have to wait and see. But here's what Schefter said in his own words. In a limited quarterback draft class where there are far more teams that need quarterbacks than quarterbacks who actually can step up in right away, I definitely think teams will be checking in with the Vikings to see if they have any interest in trading J.J. McCarthy. But if the Vikings decided that they wanted to trade him, which I don't know that they will, I believe they will get back everything they put into him and then some. It will be a 1st-round pick and then some, which, like, the question is, 49ers fans, like, what would we do for J.J. McCarthy? Do you want him? Are you interested in him? He was, like, I believe 10th pick was a fall for him. I believed he was going to be going around 7 or 8 in most mock drafts, if I remember correctly. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like this is crazy. This is huge value. He has an incredible arm. He obviously, went all the way with Michigan, with Jim Harbaugh. I'm just curious, guys, like, what are you guys thinking? Would you be interested in J.J. McCarthy? What would you be willing to give up for J.J. McCarthy? Obviously, the 49ers are going to be a little bit gun-shy when it comes to giving up first-round draft picks for a quarterback. But you look at the current draft class, and if you don't believe in Brock Purdy, which I think the 49ers do, and I think a lot of fans do, if you don't believe in Brock Purdy, this is the best quarterback, in my opinion, this is the best quarterback you're going to get. You're not getting a Shedeur Sanders. Like, let's not even bother talking about that. You're not getting Shedeur Sanders. He's not going to fall to you. And he's the only quarterback that I would even, and I'm not, honestly, I don't even think Shedeur Sanders is going to be an incredible quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be a long-term great NFL quarterback. That's just my honest opinion. I think part of the reason he stuck out of the draft last year, I think personally, it's just my opinion here, is that he knew how far he was going to fall in the draft. And he knew that if he waited another year, he would be a much more valuable pick, which is obviously the case. Now, all of that being said, and that's like really way off in the weeds now, I'm just curious, folks, like where you're at and what you think the 49ers should do, and if the 49ers should be one of the teams that are calling up the Minnesota Vikings and asking if they're interested in trading for J.J. McCarthy. I look forward to seeing your opinions in the comment section as always. What a wild story. 4 days until the Arizona Cardinals. Let me know how you're feeling going into that game. No Brock Purdy, of course, and so the team's getting more and more dwindled down. What are you looking for in terms of Dobbs and what you're hoping to see from him, another former Minnesota Viking, while we're talking about them? So I'm interested in what you think in Dobbs starting. I'm interested in what you think about this game. Is there what values left? Things that we're going to be talking about later this week, but wild day of news. Definitely let me know how you feel about Malik Mustafa, about Dominic Puny. This is a crazy, crazy day. And I think it's something that the 49ers need to hang their hat on. Despite all of the things that didn't go right this season, the 49ers did do something right, and that was they drafted really well. Despite all the things they did in the offseason that were not quite right. How they handled the situation with Brandon Aiyuk, namely. That's the big one for sure. But, how that affected training camp and how that affected his first few games. Is that in any way a factor in him getting injured? There are a lot of fallouts from that offseason. What they did get right is they got the draft right. My goodness. Yes, you can look at Ricky Pearsall and you can compare him to other guys and whatever. You know what they say. Don't make your determination on how good a draft pick was for 3 seasons anyways. So, we'll see in the long term if we feel like missing out on Ladd McConkey, for example, was a big mistake in picking Ricky Pearsall. We'll have to wait and see. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like this was a fantastic draft, and the 49ers need to hang their hat on that one. It's one of the few, unfortunately, wins that they can really look at this season. What they did with these rookies was fantastic, and congratulations to the 49ers on that one slight, small, little thing. Look forward to joining you in the comments. Hope you have a fantastic, what even day of the week is it? A fantastic day today.